Hey family, how are you? I just wanted to hop in and share with you a few things that I've been meditating on this week and that have been brought to my attention. And it really is about the power of being around and connected to healthy people that value you as you are, right? And so when you're around people that don't have any hidden agendas, maybe they don't have any historical reason to judge or whatever the case may be, and they just see you as you are, they're actually able to communicate with you things about yourself, um, skill sets, um, your value, and how you show up because they are looking at you authentically without judgment. And so let me give you a little bit of background on what I mean regarding this. So I went to a conference, and this was a leadership and sales conference. Amazing environment, tons of dope mentors and just women from across the globe, really. We have folks from London, the Caribbean, all over the United States attending this event. And so when you're connecting with people and you're just kind of showing up as you are, like you may not know these people from Adam, people begin to respond to you and exclaim to you about what it is they're experiencing from you, or they're able to share with you the value that you're adding in that moment. And so coming back from that conference, I wound up traveling back home with a couple of ladies, and on that trip, parts of me or aspects of me that have been traditionally suppressed or viewed as doing the most, if you will, or even probing, which is basically my gifting at allowing people to feel comfortable enough that they just share different things with me. And so in the context of what was happening in that car space, it wound up being around pulling an entire book out of this person and really encouraging them, being an encourager that, they should move forward with this. And obviously their response was, oh my God, like this was so easy. And like, how did you, like, this is a gift. You were able to extract this information, highlight this information. And I asked them, I'm like, well, do you feel safe, or do you feel like I was like probing? And basically they were like, no, like I feel safe. Let's do this thing. Like, I want to do this with you. And I remember for a moment I was like, me? And I've had to meditate on that for like 8 days or so, where I really had to think about why I even paused and questioned why this person would want to pursue this sort of interaction and project with me. And it's because in the familial environment that I grew up in, that particular skill set was not valued. And in school settings, even, that was like disciplined, and it was disciplined and criticized even, right? So I'm getting demerits and I'm getting all of this. So basically growing up on many different sides, having this particular aspect of myself criticized. And what I want to encourage you today, especially as an adult and raising your children, to be mindful of the personality traits that you might be suppressing in your children, but also be reflective about what have you suppressed in yourself that may just be your God-given gift, and what it is that you're actually supposed to contribute to the world in some shape, way, or form. And so literally, without having had just this direct interaction with these people where they're like, yo, like this is phenomenal, I was like, phenomenal? Like, this is great, like let's do more of this. And I really had to take a moment and settle with it, because I was like, this thing isn't valuable. This little old thing, like I've never gotten anything but criticized for this thing, or speaking in this way, or interacting with people in this way. And so I want to encourage you that there are things about you that may not have been valued. There's a phrase that says a prophet's not honored in their hometown. And not about calling myself a prophet or anything like that, but basically the phrase is based upon the fact that when people are familiar with you and they're your family or friends that you've grown up with and maybe worked with for some time, they don't see you for all that you have to contribute, or they may criticize or feel some type of way about how you are interacting with them and their preferences, to the point where you may actually suppress pieces of yourself that are actually in line with what you need to do in this world. And I was just blown away. I was blown away, and I was very grateful to be surrounded by people that were not like blowing smoke up my butt or anything like that. They were just like, no, like, this is dope. You need to do more of this. I'd like to do more of this with you. And it was just flat out plain and simple. And I really had to like sit with myself and sit with that young girl within me that was like suppressing these things about myself that are gifts. They're gifts directly from the Most High. It's how I was created. It's how it was built. But beginning to shift her perspective, my perspective, from this being something that is worthy of criticism, worthy of judgment, to the perspective that, no, this is a gift. This is a gifting. This is a blessing, and this is something that there are people out there in the world that need it. And so just being mindful, not just the inner work that we need to do, but also as parents, like, we really have to be mindful about the way that we communicate to our children about who they are or what characteristics that may just simply not mesh with your personality, right? Like, I'm definitely not saying this from a perspective of, I love every single thing about every single aspect of all of my children's personalities. I absolutely don't. And so it was like, even just a reminder, like, yo, you need to be careful, because what if this thing that annoys you about this particular child is something that you're unwittingly squashing, that might take them forever to find themselves valuable in that way, but that's actually how they were created by God, and that's a gifting that they have. And so I just wanted to really share that perspective with you as I was processing it on my own. It was absolutely freeing and amazing, and it's really shifted a lot of things just in my life and even my self perspective, and experiencing what it means to be valued, like, for who you are, not for how comfortable you can make other people feel, not for what you can do for other people, but in your beingness and how you were created, that you are valuable as that. It doesn't take anything more, it doesn't take anything less. And it really is about positioning and connecting with people that see the value, they amplify the value, and you're comfortable enough to just be your whole entire self in front of them. And so I really hope that you guys are having an amazing day. As always, do the YouTube stuff, follow, like, subscribe, and all that jazz. But more importantly, think about those aspects of yourself that you may have been buried over all of these years, that people have told you is too much or doing the most. Honey, that is likely a part of your divine design. And so think about, who you're connected to, and are those people helping you be more of who you were created to be, or are they suppressing more of who you were created to be? And then act accordingly. So you guys have an amazing day. I'll talk to you soon. And I'm just feeling really encouraged and just really grateful for the interactions that I've had coming away from that conference, and just grateful. Like, God is so good, Like, we don't always know what we need, and sometimes it's in those small conversations or those quick connections with people where you are seen, where it's like you could have a whole decade or a whole lifetime of feeling like you're tripping and feeling like you're the one that's not understanding, how things are going. And then you'll run into a handful of people or a room full of people that are able to validate, like, oh wow, I was created for this. This is valuable. I am valuable. And letting those voices override all of the other voices that have taken over the majority of your life. So anyway, have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.